So the first thing that you guys are going to notice about Omarion Miller is that he is 6 foot and 221 pounds. He's just a monster of a man at the running back position. He's going to break through tackles. Arm tackles is not going to get it done. It's going to take 3 guys or more to be able to bring him down to the ground. He's just running through helpless defenders. He's also incredibly fast. He's got 4.4 speed to go with that size and strength. He is going to be one of the best running backs basically right away in the NFL. He's that good. He was a lock of a first-round pick by pretty much every single scout. And you guys can see he's just outrunning everyone down the field. The Chargers haven't had a back like this in a long time. Someone that, of course, can block, can catch the ball out of the backfield, whether it be screens or even line up to the outside, out wide. Also having a guy, of course, down the goal line who's going to be a problem with that size, can break tackles. Now, Austin Eckler was a fantastic running back, Pro Bowl. I'd even say an all-pro level running back, but he didn't have the size and the complete package of Miller. This is a big-time addition to the Chargers offense. And I did say in my last video that I expected them to take a running back early on. I didn't think it would be in the first round. I thought it would be in the second, but they're not messing around. Especially, of course, with Ashton Jett is definitely one of the top players in this draft, and he's one of the best running back prospects we've seen in years. He's very good. And you guys are looking at the film right here. He's just making guys miss in the open field. A lot of these clips as well are just different scenarios. It's not just the same type of thing. Everyone seems to be different as he's able to just power his way into the end zone. And then there's that speed. I mean, good luck catching him. 4.4. Yeah, absolutely no chance, man. NFL level is definitely different. And this is just a shovel pass, and that's going to do it. So I'm excited about the Hampton pick. I am going to teach you guys a little bit more about him in this video. So let's just dive right into it. So let's get the obvious out of the way. Last season, the Chargers had limited cap space, which is why they signed J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Both of those guys are no longer with the team. They actually haven't been signed, so it kind of goes to show that the Chargers running back room was pretty weak last year, even though Dobbins gave him a lot of good run. Just very inconsistent, a lot of negative runs. You definitely can attribute that to the offensive line, or at least some of it. But the Chargers just didn't have much talent in the running back room, at least in my opinion. And that's exactly why now, of course, they go out there and they get their guy with the number 22 overall pick. Hampton, he's powerful, explosive. He's a playmaker out of the backfield. He just does everything, man. Size, vision, explosiveness, home run speed. He can beat defenders to the edge. He has the physicality to run through tacklers as well. He's a capable pass protector, which means he'll step in and protect Herbert. And he just continued to get better and better as a receiver throughout the past couple of years at college. He did play with Drake May, of course, at UNC. And then his numbers didn't even go down without Drake May. You would think that they would. And they should have, because teams were stacking the box and trying to make someone else beat them without Drake May being there. And they just didn't have a chance. I mean, we're looking at last season, guys. I mean, he goes out there and he just puts up actually even more yards than without Drake May. 1,660 identical yards per carry, 15 rushing touchdowns again. You guys can see he did clearly improve, as in 2023 he got 29 passes for 222 yards. That went up to 38 passes for 373 yards in 2024. So he's going to be a factor as a receiver out of the backfield for the Chargers. And he also aligned as a receiver in the offense. So you can clearly see why he's a first-round talent. Running backs typically don't go in the first round, but ones that have the type of talent as Hampton certainly do. We saw Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson and even Ashton Jett in this draft. Those guys all went very, very early. And the same goes for Hampton. To get him at 22 almost seems like a steal, just given the fact that he's not really a running back. He's basically a receiver and a running back in one. And on top of that, the Chargers have Najee Harris, so they're not going to just run him to the ground and have his career be over in 4 to 5 years. He's going to last a good amount of time because they're going to be smart with him, of course. And for Jim Harbaugh, he loves to run the football, and he made a lot of promises. And really the one promise he wasn't able to back up or hold was the Chargers running attack. That was not very good last season. I did write down in my notes last night where they ranked. Give me 5 seconds to pull that up. Yeah, the Chargers were 24th in rushing success rate. Negative runs were certainly a major issue. So now going out and getting Hampton, of course, upgrading the offensive line by going out and getting Mekhi Becton at right guard. That's a good pickup. Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater are going to be on the tackles as good as it gets. Zion Johnson is moving to center, and then that's going to leave like Pipkins and Sawyer and Bozeman, of course, competing for that second guard spot. So it'll be interesting to follow that in camp to see who ends up winning that battle. But I think we can all agree the Chargers are going to draft the tackle. Tackle. They're going to, well, maybe they'll draft the tackle, move him to guard. But I meant to say that they're going to draft their guard probably somewhere on day 2 or day 3. You'd have to imagine. Receiver and corner certainly need to be upgraded as well. But the Chargers have a lot of draft picks. I mean, they have some compensatory picks. Looking at them, they've got a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and then 4 6 rounders. 2 are compensatory, and then they have a compensatory 7th round pick. The 6 is from New England. So yeah, the Chargers, they're going to make out pretty big in this draft. And because they have such a good inside of their organization, they're going to be able to develop these guys and get them up to speed. I mean, last year, there was a lot of unknown names that ended up playing very well, like Tarheeb Still and Cam Hart. Those guys, even you go to the defensive interior, like the Chargers had a really good defensive interior. They did lose a couple of them in free agency, but the coaching staff was phenomenal. That's why this team won 11 games and made the playoffs, but nobody really expected much out of them. Absolutely, they sort of, I don't think choke's the right word. They were on the road against a divisional winner, but the Chargers sort of collapsed, as they typically do. But Jim Harbaugh is just the perfect guy to be able to get past that. I mean, even the fact that Chargers made the playoffs, like, you can't complain. Yeah, Herbert was bad and things like that, but this team's only going to improve. And now all of a sudden, he's got a legit dynamic weapon out of the backfield to work with. The offensive line seems to be getting better. Ladd McConkey is going to take that next leap. I mean, it's hard to believe that he's going to get even better, but he is, because he was a rookie last year. Hoping as well that the Chargers get a big year from Quentin Johnston. Mike Williams, not sure what he has left in the tank. He's going to be a good one-on-one go ball type of guy, going to draw a lot of pass interferences with his size, of course, standing in at 6'3", 220 pounds, just perfect for that typical receiver right there, playing the X or whatever. Outside of that, though, I mean, I was very happy with the Hampton pick. I personally would have liked the receiver, but at the same time, how can you fault the Chargers for not going receiver? Because even though the Packers right after them ended up taking a receiver, but no receiver went after that in the first round. So the Chargers, they could honestly probably move up if they wanted to get a receiver. I don't think they'll do that. Maybe they will for a corner. Yeah, I really wouldn't hate it at all if the Chargers did trade up for a receiver, or if they traded up for Will Johnson. Whatever they decide to do, they're just going to hit the nail on the head. I mean, I trust this organization. Last year, again, just completely turning around the culture. And injuries didn't help this team. Bozo being hurt, of course. The defense was just derailed by injuries, if I'm being honest with you. It did play well, though. It gave up the fewest points in the NFL. But it just didn't seem like the team was ever fully healthy. And that's going to be the key for next season. But the division's so brutal. I mean, the Broncos and the Chiefs are going to win double-digit games. The Raiders, I don't think they're going to be a double-digit win team, but they're on the rise. Like, the Raiders are going to be extremely competitive. So the Chargers can't be messing around. That's why you just need to take the best player on the board. I don't care if it's a running back, man. Take the best player on the board, whoever's going to help you win the most amount of football games. And that's what the Chargers did. And we'll see who they end up taking tonight, because this is just as important as the first round. I mean, you really win and lose the draft in these mid rounds. Look at the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th round. That's when you're able to get steals. So I'm excited about it. But yeah, guys, I'm out. Peace.